Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to a new week. I have a new story that I want to share with you about what happens to the Israelites after all of these horrible, awful, rotten, no good, terrible plagues happen. Remember, Pharaoh said, "No, you can't leave." And God kept sending all of these signs, all of these really difficult things to try to persuade and try to show Pharaoh that God was in control, not Pharaoh, and that it was time to let his people go. They needed to stop being slaves and working for the Pharaoh, for that evil king, and to go to the new home that God had prepared for them. Well, here's what happened. Our devotion is called Through the Sea. I want you to think about that. If you had to go through Lake Michigan or to go through a pond or a small lake, would you just be able to walk through it or to walk on top of it? No, we would need a boat. But that's not what happened to the Israelites when God told them to go to the sea. Here's what happened. God led the people of Israel out of Egypt. During the day, he traveled ahead of the Israelites in a great cloud. It was like this big pillar, this big, huge cloud that was so easy to see. It was kind of like a flashlight or kind of like a symbol that they were supposed to follow that was going to lead them down the right path. At night, he was a pillar of fire, so they were not in the darkness. It was like a big giant flashlight that God lit up. When you have a campfire, you can see it even if you're a little further away, but God was in this cloud of fire that the Israelites knew they could keep walking, and they knew God was with them and he was never leaving them alone. The Israelites followed the Lord's great cloud to the edge of the Red Sea. When the king of Egypt realized he had let all his slaves go, he changed his mind. He chased after the Israelites with his army. The Israelites were terrified when they saw the king's chariots racing after them. The king realized, "Oh no, what have I done? Those people need to come back and work for me." And he decided to go get them. Here's the next part. Moses said, "Do not be afraid. Stand still and watch. The Lord will fight for you." The Lord caused the water to separate. The Israelites crossed the sea on dry land. The king's chariots chased after the children of Israel. So there was a wall of water on the right, and there was a wall of water on the left, and the people just walked right through it, just like it was a road, just like a path that they had been walking on in the desert before they got to the sea. Could you imagine looking into those walls of water and seeing the fish swimming by? Or maybe there would be an octopus or a shark. I don't know what kind of animals live in that Red Sea, but that would be really kind of creepy to have to walk through that. But the Israelites trusted that God was with them and he was not going to let them down. When the Israelites got to the other side, the water came back together, it crashed down onto the king's army, and the men drowned in the sea. Then Moses and the Israelites sang praises to the Lord. Moses' sister Miriam took a tambourine in her hand, and all the women followed her playing tambourines and dancing. They had another party on the other side of the sea. They were thanking God and celebrating that God had seen them through the Red Sea and that the water had not collapsed down on them, but that they were safe on the other side, ready to continue their journey to their new home. God never lets us down. Even if we feel scared or even if we're not sure how things are going to work out, he's always with us. And if we keep our eyes on him and we can follow him, he's going to make sure that he brings us safely to heaven on the other side. All right, thanks for your attention, guys. You are going to color half of your coloring pages in your packet, and I can't wait to see how it looks when you're finished. See you tomorrow.